good morning to you. I'm feeling good this morning. The fact that Aaron's got all his homework done, so I can plan my afternoon. I'm hoping to finish that hallway stair area. So Andy's gone down to the garages, the lock-up, to get the paint that he'd already been storing down there. He should be arriving shortly, but I've got a full day ahead sanding down and filling. It's whatever resources ends up running out first. It might not get finished, but we've just got to give it a go, haven't we? At the end of the day, fill our days with something to do. So what have I got for you today? Well, I've got the word Gabahh. It means transcendent. Now, I've taken today's scripture from Isaiah 55:8-9, and it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts." That's amazing, isn't it? Transcendent. It's difficult to actually get your head around it, isn't it? Okay. And the reason why we can't really understand God is that He's transcendent. He's just bigger than what we could possibly understand. The general vastness of His nature. God is just incomprehensible. And while we all have a human knowledge which is documented throughout the whole years, God's knowledge and thoughts can never exclusively or exhaustively be recorded or measured because of His transcendence, because of His vastness. If you captured His knowledge, well, it couldn't be done anyway, okay? Because if it could, then His wisdom, His knowledge, His being, His very essence, just would have limits, and you wouldn't get the full understanding of who God actually is. And it would be like, for example, capturing the seeds of a dandelion seed, as it's I've seen lots of them blowing across a country lane. And can you imagine, not just that country lane, the whole of the world, trying to capture every single seed from a dandelion? And it doesn't happen in that one day, that 1 minute. It's through a period of time. It just can't be done. It can't be reached. And that's how I can assume or assimilate how God's wisdom and God's power and His knowledge, it soars far above any human capability to be able to grasp and understand it. And so because of our limits, we can easily criticise God for not understanding His ways and in what He does. Because of His transcendent, because He is transcendent, He lives out of time and space. He sees the future, He knows the past, and also lives in the present at the same time. And I can only explain that if you look at it as like a panoramic photograph, seeing, your life as it is, spanned throughout the whole of time. So sometimes people might make a comment like, well, God is uncaring, okay, and He doesn't act in certain situations. Well, He sees the whole of the scenario. He sees the whole of the situation from beginning to end. And then God can select the best course of action in the midst of that. You see, we don't often see it, do we? Okay. And it sometimes is said that God is mean-spirited because He doesn't relieve our suffering. But you see, He still has that ability to see into the future and see into our future. And He knows what's best for us. So our blessing is that we can just put our trust in Him because He knows our past, our present, and our future. We've got a good God. And he wants to protect us. He wants to develop and nurture us. So you just put your trust in Him because He knows all. Unlike ourselves, who think we know best, but we just don't have the whole picture. So I hope that's been an encouragement for you today, and I'll catch you tomorrow.